STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Excuse our lighting situation, we're experimenting, trying to see where the lighting can strike the god from a better angle. Things like that. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Double O?
I just gotta give you guys an update on the Ramsey again. It's non-stop.
Ramsey Solutions, okay? Financial planning for the future, making millionaires every day.
So they say.
So they say. At least up until now, where we find ourselves in this position here, obviously, as Mr. Ramsey has aged, Nabi,
The dinosaurs gotta get home, man.
their bones have run out of lubrication. The joints are a bit dusty, creaky. Nabi, you have now replaced yourself with your soldiers, who seem to repeat everything you say in every situation, whether it applies or not. Do not go off the template,
No.
is what it seems like. So now we find ourselves in this situation where there is this guy and there's also this other chick, the black chick. I don't know if you're familiar. Have you seen her?
Yeah, yep.
Replacing Mr. Ramsey. Listen, it's something. A lot of the advice that they're giving is decent advice.
Hey, if you want to be middle class or stay poor,
Yes. If you want to live in a zone of safety, take no risk and minimize anything happening to you, even though life does not work that way, their advice is absolutely spectacular.
if you want to be convenient,
Yes. If you want convenient life. To be average, which is okay,
hey, average life is perfect for some people.
but don't talk about anything spectacular with anyone if you want to be average.
Sure, don't even ask to be a millionaire.
That's not me. I don't want to be average. This is why we are against this sort of ideas. So what we're about to see here in this video is one of Mr. Ramsey's minions giving advice to a 19-year-old. I want you to notice the age of this guy as well that is giving this advice. You can guesstimate, but I think it's safe to say that this guy is no more than 30,
30-something.
and that's like pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
Really looks like a 27 to 26-year-old to me. Currently giving advice to a 19-year-old here. The reason why we're pointing out this age thing is there is a certain, relevance that age and experience have, right? There's a certain correlation between age and experience. And so to have this guy here and giving the sort of advice that he's giving to the person he's giving it to, there is a lot of things wrong with this picture, right? So I hope that's some good context there. Let's play.
What would you do if you had $100K and you wanted to invest that and turn that into $1 million?
By when?
25.
You want to make $900,000 in 6 years on an investment?
Well, I'm
What's wrong with that?
Anyone who became a millionaire, seems to me that they became a millionaire quickly. Once the money was in, once they had the investment, and once they started pushing their product or investing in whatever it was, the returns happened aggressively. I don't think that it takes a very long time. I mean, even people who make money will tell you the secret is making large chunks of money in short bursts.
It's a mindset, really. They all say once they change their mindset on how to better utilize debt,
Yeah,
the money came really, really fast.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But it required some level of risk taking.
Yeah.
That's what they've all said. All in, risk taking, and the result comes out. You might fail sometimes,
Yeah.
but those that finally make it, even though they have failed multiple times, eventually do the same thing and they eventually get it.
No risk, no reward.
No risk, no reward.
$100,000, 6 years, age of 19.
Hell yeah, it's possible.
I think all the risk should be on the table. We've even heard Mr. Ramsey himself talking his youngest age when he was first getting into real estate, right? It sounded like it was maximum risk
All in.
over a short period of time in an age range where you were able to afford taking all of that risk. You even got to a point where you filed for bankruptcy and then bounce back from that. So I'm failing to see how 6 years to $1 million is a massive hill to climb, or something that cannot be encouraged for a 19-year-old. But you see, you will not know that if you're only in your 20s yourself, because you've not lived that life experience, right? So there is that. Must be acknowledged. Let's play on.
Is it just a question?
I'm not angry. I'm just truly wondering. So what's the actual goal there of like, I want to have $1 million by 26?
So right now I work for a company where I sell roofs through insurance companies, and I make a pretty decently.
Sell roofs through insurance companies? That is opportunity.
Massive opportunity.
Insurance companies,
Listen,
it's automatic money.
when I lived in Texas, right, there's always the seasons where there's like hail damage to the roofs.
Yep.
And if you're aligned with an insurance company, this is like guaranteed sales on these roofs. So you know you're definitely reeling in some cash.
My first boss was a millionaire.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about business from him. He aligned, so he refurbishes houses that go through either flood damage, rain damage, fire damage.
Yeah.
And guess what the insurance company calls first when there's a fire damage or there's a flood damage? His company. Projects, like literally, we have all summer long when I'm not in school, non-stop projects.
Yeah.
Money coming in left and right. As long as you're doing it right and you're building the insurance company correctly, you are golden.
So at the age of 19,
you already had that access.
You have that access. You're making that kind of money, and you're trying to. It seems like a perfect time to go, hey, I'm already making this money. How can I get this money to work for me even sooner? How can I double this money even faster? Jump ahead of the game.
Can you call the owner of your company and say, how can I own some shares of your company? How do I become a sub? How do I get my own contract? How do you mentor or coach me?
When you talk about people trying to retire early, you can only retire early if you start early.
Yes, at
right.
19,
At
you're
19.
you're ahead.
At 19.
This guy's not going to be a millionaire. He's going to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Real estate, roofing, insurance.
But no,
come on.
It's okay. It's okay. We have a 27-year-old here giving him a 90-year-old man advice. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear this.
I was wondering, how can I start at my own type of situation, or that I can invest in other things and gain passive income from those with assets.
So this idea of passive income is actually a myth. It's so much harder than it looks, and almost nobody can actually achieve it.
Right behind him, as he's saying that, is Pods. That's the storage company. That's one of the biggest success story of passive income.
Yeah.
And right now, actually, if you do not want to do real estate, my friends, you can literally take the $100,000, go to the bank, get a bank loan, build a storage company.
Yeah.
That is automatic passive income.
Automatic passive income.
Because you already have some input into it. 100K plus the bank's money, your own pod storage company.
Well, according to the expert here, passive income is a myth. You cannot be a millionaire by 25. You know, it's very difficult to actually achieve. Okay. So what he's saying is that this illusion that you think this illusion that you're living through, where you believe that people can go set up pods and make passive income, is garbage. Okay. Or you can go set up an Amazon store, create a product, and try to sell it passively online. That is not true. That's garbage.
Airbnb.
Facebook Marketplace, massive hallucination. Airbnb, vehicle rental, all of that passive income garbage is not really achievable. What you need to do is to call up Ramsey's Solutions, because they're the only people that can help you to really fight this inflation, even though they're losing to it massively, giving irrelevant advice and still think crypto is a scam, even though they're teaching about it on their website right now. Do you see how these people are continuously looking like clowns? Oh, wow, not acknowledging Bitcoin for a second.
Why do you say look like a clown? Look at his face. He actually does look like a clown.
Okay. Let's hear what they have to say. This is smart advice now.
And so do you actually have $100,000?
I have about 30K right now.
Okay. And is that all the money to your name?
Liquid, yeah.
Do you have any debt?
No.
You are crushing it, my man. 19 years old with 30 grand, no debt. This is a great starting point. How much of that would you call a 6-month emergency fund? If you added what 1 month of expenses are times 6.
That would probably be like 2-3K. I don't really spend much.
Okay. So let's call it 20K is your fully funded emergency fund. You've got 10K to play around with. And then do you have any investing options through your employer currently?
No. No, I don't.
Okay. So you're on your own for investing.
Yeah.
So the first place I would go is open a Roth IRA, and I would fully fund that. That's going to be about $6,500.
Roth IRA, sir.
No, the fact that you're 19 and you need an emergency fund is crazy. You're 19, everything goes south. Just go move back to your parents' house.
Yeah.
What? Where you going at 19? What kind of emergency do you need at 19?
Yeah. Unless you suddenly have a family and everything else like that, which in this case, we're assuming that this 19-year-old, right, does not have...
I hope not.
Does
Please
not have
don't,
kids, right?
don't get her pregnant.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have, let's say in a situation you don't have kids, right? And you're debt-free. And you have 30K sitting around and you don't spend much. And you're looking for a way to start your own thing. I think you have all the opportunities to do nothing but to try to start your own thing.
Yeah.
Instead of taking this money and starting to put it in listen, I completely understand the idea of saving. I completely understand the idea of investing as well. But this idea of this Roth IRA, right, is this cookie cutter program situation that Ramsey and his people have. It is, it is safe. It is something that the government will endorse, right? Always talk about the Roth IRA, always talk about the 401k. No one is going to come at them for that. But investing and becoming wealthy is about being brave. It's about taking chances. It is everything that these people are not describing here. Because what this guy is describing is essentially death, if you ask me.
Wait till you're 70 years old before you can touch the money?
Yeah, just keep working your ass off, keep putting it in a Roth IRA and just wait. Wait. Don't
retire.
Yeah, don't start your own business. Don't try to do your own thing. Don't try to make money at a much quicker pace than you really could right now. Just put it in a Roth IRA and wait till you're old as
out
hell.
of $30,000, you're gonna put in a Roth IRA, just like that.
Yeah, just so that you can get to the age of 70 or 80 and then pull it out then and then do what?
In the portfolio that you don't control.
Yeah. You're not even guaranteed to see the money in the next couple years. You're not even guaranteed.
Do you even know that the stock market is manipulated? The last two retirement cycles, the market has crashed.
All the while, Bitcoin is still crushing anything that Ramsey and his minions can even fathom, as in the name of a portfolio. Let's finish this up, man. I think at some point, let's just play.
Okay.
So you could do that, and the end goal is start investing 15% of your income, because we still have other things we've got to do with our life. We got to go on vacation. We got to upgrade the car. You want to be a homeowner one day?
Man, you got to go on vacation and upgrade the car. That's something I've never heard from Ramsey Solutions before.
Want to home one day. You're 19 years old. Okay, guys, if you're watching this show right now, a house is not an asset. It's a liability unless
you're flipping houses like deep in real estate. This idea that you buy a house and it's a good, it's money that you will never see, and money that you never see is not yours. It's just something that
even
you say
if
you
the
have.
house appreciates, right?
Yeah,
it's not liquid. And if you try to take that money, you have to take a loan against it, which could actually impact your interest rates. And the appreciation rate does not even beat inflation as it is right now. Yeah. Except for those of us that were lucky that got in before the old COVID situation. But the fact is this, a house is not the first thing you should be buying. You should actually be buying a rental property that you can rent to get that residual income that he was asking about in the first place.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Interesting situation we find ourselves in these days, man.
Take 1%, 10% of it, put it into Bitcoin. You will become a millionaire in 10 years. Not even that. You just preached against not having residual income. And you just told him about buying a house. The first thing that you should be doing actually when you're young is not to be buying a house. It's to be buying rental properties or doing Airbnbs. That is how you become a millionaire. Not going to go buy a house to go live in. It's just going to cost you more costs. Electric bills, water bills, maintenance bills. House is not cheap. Have you seen your tax on your property go up? Have you seen the... you don't want to own a house at night. That's not going to hold you down.
It sounds like you're speaking from experience, sir.
Yes.
That's what it takes. Not someone who has been spoon-fed things to talk about. You see what I'm saying? Oh. Because he cannot know this because he's never gone through it like you have. Experience is part of what, like your real life experience, right? Is part of what qualifies people to be able to speak about certain things. If you have not gone through that process where you've had to work like an everyday person to go get a house like an everyday person, and even though it appreciates, you cannot really gain anything from it because you cannot put a liquidity from it right away like an everyday person, right? I don't see how you can understand that at 19 it is better to be trying to target properties instead of buying a house because you've not gone through that opportunity of missing that, right? In order to realize that it is better to go that way. So you will find yourself here, sitting here and telling a 19-year-old to go configure a Roth IRA, even though you don't even know what a Roth IRA is. That is not even the plan that you're following for your life. Does this guy look like he's sitting around putting money in a Roth IRA to 70 to go about his life?
That's why it looks like what it looks
There is no way he's doing that, man. He's getting paid very nicely. Right, he's rolling in a car that most people cannot afford. Life is good, possibly.
Living in
right?
a nice house.
Unless Ramsey is not paying them nicely. In that case, then we need to talk about Dave Ramsey's labor laws and the things that they preach over there, right? So it is safe to say that he's doing well for himself. It is safe to say that he has not gone through the struggles that you have gone through, right? He's not gone through that same struggle to understand what it's like to miss other opportunities because you're only limited, whether financially or whatever the case might be, to just what you have to deal with right then and there. This is what makes you be in a better position to discuss these things versus someone that is not even connected to these things, yet he can sit there and act like he's a financial expert.
Buy a house, wait till financial crash happened to you. 2008 financial crash.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the house for decades.
Exactly. And this is why they're so disconnected and they don't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. No, I'm looking at that in the next year.
Don't do it.
So then we got to save up a down payment. So we can't do everything all at once. And so I love 15% as a starting point because it allows us to focus on other goals, like saving up that down payment.
Focusing on other goals as well, like starting your own business.
That should be your number one goal at 19.
Yeah.
Not buying a house next year.
Focusing on other goals as well, like getting to $1 million in 6 years.
That's your number one goal. Don't let him distract you with all this BS.
You just sway this guy. This could be misdirection, man. This is what I say, man. Even when people go to a shrink, you have to be careful. Because what happens in your mind is fully yours, man. You have to be able to take control of your mind. The ideas that pop up in your mind, right, are really something that are unique to you. Your mind is your greatest asset. So
the universe gave it to you, and
exactly.
you only for a reason.
Exactly. So you must be careful about who you allow to influence you. Even when you're going to a shrink, man, you want to be careful because you're allowing people to get in your mind and move things around. So I think taking individual responsibility, accepting that you have to fail is something that we have to be able to embrace it as a society and just go for whatever we want to go for. Instead of entrusting things that are so significant in our lives to people on the internet, man. That's why even some stuff that you hear or say, you should go look it up for yourself. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we only come up with this information based on our own research as well and other people that we disagree with.
Dude, 71.5 thousand people love this video.
Yeah.
And they shared it to 3.9 people.
Misguided.
And I find it very, very, very sad. Is that we did a video about boiling frog.
Yes,
recently.
yes.
The system is designed to keep you in the system, in the matrix system. You fund the Roth IRA, you continue to fund the engine that continues to enslave us. You go buy a house, you continue to make the bank strong because it's the banks that benefit from that exchange, not you. You give them a ton of your money, whatever the 20% down, 7% down that they require, money gone, because you're not going to see that money back 4 years, even if the house appreciates. You're going to have to take that money out in another loan, which again benefits the bank. So think about it. Like at 19, you should be startup. You should be a startup-minded person, starting your own business. You know, he said he was working with a roofing company. What stops him from starting a YouTube channel, showing people about what they look at to do the, like, people watch stuff like that. That's a niche market.
Right. Well, that's the thing, though. It's like, you know, for that kid, right? And when he says that he has this insurance thing selling roofs, right, it kind of really, I kind of get an idea of the demographic of who he is. It's more than likely like a kid who is not much into the whole YouTube thing. I knew a bunch of them back in Texas, right? And because in Texas, there was kind of like this group of guys where it was like they were all like within this 18 to 26 range. And what happened was, obviously, they were not going to go to college, but they got into a trade really fast. Some of them got on an oil rig, right? And so it's like you're on an oil rig, you're 18 years old, you're making 125K. Yeah, you're crushing it. Yeah. Some of them got into like hail damage, right? Hail damage repair, you know. Again, same thing. You're approaching 6 figures. Then there's also the insurance stuff for houses, right? The other hail damage stuff is more like for cars. And it's like in this range. And these guys are not really interested in social media stuff, all that kind of stuff. They're a little bit type country. They're just kind of like to themselves. Kind of, but they definitely are, you know what I mean? They get stuff done. They're living it up. So those guys are probably not going on YouTube. Now, they're definitely interested in making more money, which is why I think he'll be interested in someone like you know, the Ramsey show, and to call them and just get that sort of disappointing advice is, man, there could be so much more that you could tell someone like this. This guy is a rising star, you know, and he could be. You know, I hope he doesn't take this advice.
I hope not.
I hope he doesn't take this advice. That's all I'll say. Any final thoughts on this one, sir?
If you want to be a millionaire, talk to other millionaires that have gone through the hardship, that have been through the experience. Calling Ramsey show, waiting for to become 60, 70 to become a millionaire is not the answer.
Hey, I think that's what they do though, to make people millionaires when they're in their 60s and 70s. And, you know what I mean? Retirement babies, man. Yeah. That's a retirement farm right there.
The biggest part though is, you know, let me take you guys to church real quick. You know, because if you're calling the Ramsey show, you're probably religious. That's one of the reasons why. The most successful people in the Bible, Samson, David, Solomon, those guys took some serious risk. They didn't sit back, put their money into buying one house and Roth IRA. You gotta go out there and start your own stuff. You know, that you have to go and pioneer. Risk, you know. Yeah,
the Bible also says you have to have at least 7 streams of income.
Yep.
So you know that we're all sinners if we don't have 7 streams of income. You know what it is. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to the channel. We hope you like this format of videos. We're just trying to do something different here. Follow us on Twitter, STAKK. We're also on Spotify at STAKK. Until next time, Brazen out.